What's up guys, AIRSOFTEK here. So today I'm gonna talk about and show you how to do I would say a cheap DSG build. You know, DSG is not and cheap, you know, that they not go well together, but there's a certain amount, you know, you have to spend if you want a DSG, of course. But you know, so first of all, what you need is a gearbox that is capable of doing a DSG. For that build I'm using a m160, so you know I need a good gearbox, and the cheapest one that can do a DSG is of course a Rolex gearbox. So that's what I'm using today, because you know, it had putting the cost down. So first thing I need to do on that guy is do a little bit of radius here and there, and because I'm using thick wire, I need to remove, you know, a little bit of materials in there where the wires come out, and for that I'm gonna do some Dremel job. So you know, I put masking tape around my bushings, bearings, whatever. Those are bearings, of course, but yeah. So I put that because you don't want, you know, like dust metal in your bearings. So it's a really clever way of doing it. So I'm gonna open that up, and I'm gonna continue to talk about the build. So everything is done now. You can see the radius is done, and for that I'm just using a small file like that, round file, and I'll just put that there, you know, like that and like that. Same for the other side. Boom boom. And I've done a little bit of sanding in there, so you know, now I have a bigger place to put my my wires, as you can see. And for that I'm using a Dremel with a sanding bit. Sorry for that. And if you're doing that, guys, always remember safety glasses, safety first, and that's more important than everything. And make sure that nothing sharp on what you've done, everything is smooth, you know, not cutting myself. And you have to clean every metal dust you've done on your working surface and on the gearbox, because metal dust with grease or with silicone oil or whatever can be conductive. So you know, if your wire is a little bit strip or whatever, you can just, you know, fuck everything up. So, and then you don't want dust metal in your compression pouch. That's a good way of fucking up an O-ring too. So yeah, once that is done, clean everything, and you're ready to go for the next step. Well, so now everything is done. Gearbox complete, all that. That's beautiful. So now you can remove your tape. Use that. Make sure you don't have that shading in there. That does a good job. So now our gearbox is clean. So what we're gonna do? Yeah, well, before start putting the gears and all that stuff, I think that's a really good idea to check parts compatibility. Well, there's a couple of things you want to check. First, the spring guide is the wrong or the good one. Fits perfectly. That's good. Cylinder fit or not? Cylinder fit. I can close the gearbox, no problem. That's good. Yeah, that makes gearbox. Piston. I want the piston to freely move inside your gearbox. So let's check that out. Move freely. Last thing, tappet plate. This is specially cut for DSG build. So you want your tappet plate to move freely too. And the tappet plate is tight. It's not moving freely. So that's not good. I can't even close the gearbox. So I think that's those guys right there. No, yep. And that sucks. And they're all gonna do that. I guess. Alright, that's why we check parts compatibility. So well, the tappet plate doesn't work. That's it. Done. End of the video. I was just kidding around, guys. But those gearbox requires a certain type of tappet plate. So as you can see, yeah, so I show you. Here you can see the difference. So yeah, those are really good. They are flexible and all that. This is less flexible, but that's the one that comes with those gearbox. So I'm gonna use it to to reduce the cost of the total build. So, and the last thing you want to check is your wires. So, is my wires fitting in there? I have a set of wires ready to go. Those are bigger wire than you usually have in your airsoft gun. So, right, they fit. There's no problem there. But oopsie. What the fuck is going on? Can you see that there? Yeah, that's right. Those little prongs right there, those are useful. They are made to hold your wire in place, you know, so when your gearbox is closed it doesn't move and all that. So that's pretty good. But so those bigger wire, and especially, you know, we run a MOSFET, so we have 2 other wires that come in there. So we're gonna need to remove those 4 prongs right there. So that's another job of Dremel we have to do with those gearbox. So I'm gonna do that same thing, you know, with the same Dremel and the same sending bit. So I'm gonna put back I say those guys, but they are stuck together. You put your tape back in there. I'm gonna do a little job of Dremel again. Remove those prongs. I'll be back. Okay, so now it's done, and we really have to clean everything. And there's a lot of corners, you know, that dust metal stuck in there. So Q-tip is your friend. A little bit of alcohol, and you know, try to really get all that dust metal out of those little corners. It's really important, you know, all that stuff, you want to get that out. So make sure to clean everything, and then it's done. Your gearbox is ready to rock a DSG build. And remember, guys, always wear AIRSOFTEK. So I'm gonna clean that. I'll be back. Okay, so once everything is clean, now you have to put your gears in and shim your gears. So if you don't know how to do, I'm gonna do a video later on that, but you should not try to put the gun together if you don't know how to shim. So that's it. And this is 18:1 gears from ZCI, and that's 8-tooth DSG gear from SHS. So yeah, I'm gonna gear everything, shim everything, and come back after that. So now everything is shimmed as it should. I don't know, you hear no movement. That's what's important. Then spins freely. So that's done. So that's shim. Of course, you know, sounds, you know, a lot metal on metal because it's not grease, it's not oil and anything. So, but that spins. So I'm gonna crack it open. And when you put your gears on the side, you know, make sure all your shims stay in your gears, you know, because you don't want to redo your shimming a second time. So just gonna crack it open, put my gears on the side, and we're gonna continue with the build. Right, so now it's open, my gears on the side here. So now let's start with the build. First of all, I'm gonna do a selector plate, and I don't think that's gonna move it. That's moved freely, that's good. After that, I'm gonna do maybe, yeah, why not use that one? Good safety. No, no, that's tight, bro. That's not good. Okay. Is this turning free? Yeah, okay. But that's okay. I put that, keep that on the side, because we're gonna put let's start with the cutoff lever. You open your window back there. Put that in. Where's my Phillips head? I'm just gonna screw it in place. Like so. Make sure that sector plate moves, because sometimes the screw are longer and it goes on the sector plate. So everything is good. That's good. Not too much movement. Yeah, try to. No, that's not bad. That's okay. So now let's put that guy in there. So that guy basically is your firing mechanism. I'm using a gate Warfab for that guy, but you can go with any base MOSFET if you want to save a little bit on the cost of the MOSFET. You can go with a Nano ASR, Nano Ward, MERF 3.2, or the Warfab. But it's a really good idea to buy a Warfab. I'm gonna show you why. Sorry about that. So you buy one Warfab. So you have a Warfab. You have a really good, AG MOSFET. You have your programming card with it. Of course, the MOSFET is not in there because it's on my other one, and that's the point of it. You have one MOSFET. All you need to do is buy those little wires. They are like $3 each. So you put your wires into your switch assembly like that. Wire it, and then you put your MOSFET. Put it on that gun. Use the other gun. You put that in your other gun. You want another gun. So you have one MOSFET for all your guns if they are wired to that. So that's why I really like the Gate Warfab, or Gate Nano Ward, whatever. I've bought a Nano Ward just in case I want to give one gun to a friend, so yeah, try that gun, whatever, or try yourself, and so you don't have to buy another Warfab for that. But so yeah, that's why I really like that setup. Everything is good. The cutoff lever arm is able to lift naturally, so everything is perfect like that. So now we can put that in place, and that guy is think it goes like that. I think that's APS, and they are not the best, but that's what I had laying around, so let's go with that. But you know, of course, if you don't have that, you can go with SHS or you know whatever. Go with the cheapest one. You know. They basically all do the same thing. So that's good, that's in place. That's coming back by itself. Let's see if it fits with the trigger. Sticks a little bit on the trigger here. Looks okay, but might need to remove a little bit of material in there. If it's not working properly, I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna take me like 3 seconds with that remove, so not a big deal. Well, now let's go with our compression parts. As you can see, I've already done that, and you know there's a little bit of, but you know that's a really good job. Yeah, it was. So piston head, and let's put those bearings together. And when you do that, it's always a good idea to put a little drop of weight on each side, like that. So that's good. Whoop. And then you put your and to your screwdriver like that. Push it in your piston, and then screw your piston head. You can put a little drop of Loctite if you want, but that's tight. I'm not gonna do it because I might have to put an iron washer, or you know, I have to check if the AOE is correct. So for the head, I go with a basic APS one. You know, nothing crazy. You know, I'm just using, you know, old parts or scrap parts, you know, for that build, because I have them. For the air nozzle, I go with a AIRSOFTEK air nozzle. They are really good. And you have 2 sides of O-ring, so you know you can put the one fits better with your cylinder head. And again, just a little bit of oil in it. And you put that there. I prefer when they put it themselves, you know, but it was also good, working so well that I don't mind struggle with it a little bit. So try to stretch them in their hole. Let's go there, my boy. There we go. So that's in there. That's gonna provide a good seal, and if it's not working well, you can try the smaller one. It's smaller in diameter. Let's try that. That looks good. So now I'm gonna need an O-ring for my piston head. I'm gonna go in my spare parts again. Let's try that brown one. Give them a good compression without any oil or anything, so that's gonna work perfectly. So now that's done, I think I'm gonna do, lubricate a little bit those rails and those. Same thing on the other side. Just 2 or 3 drops, just to have. I got that guy right there. Just like that. So that helps the tappet plate, less friction on it and all that, and of course the piston. Basic stuff. So yeah, now whenever all that is done, you can put your spring on your trolley. Just like that. That's good. So now I'm gonna do a little bit of lubrication here too, and for that I'm gonna use something a little bit more oily, because that guy is super sticky. I'm gonna use this is an old. I'm just gonna put 1 drop in there, so that will help keep the O-ring in there lubricated and also improve the airstyle. So once it's done, I'm gonna use that guy right there. Put a little bit. I said a little bit in there, just like that. Same thing on the other side. Because this is a DSG You want everything to be as smooth as possible. And as I mentioned before, you put a lot of stress on all your parts with the DSG, so you want that to be as smooth as possible. I'm gonna use it anyway, so that's good. Then inside your piston, just put a little bit. That's it. And for ring, you put the ring shit, of course. So there, but drop there, there, and there. And I'm gonna put a little bit on there too. So that's good. So now everything is lubricated for compression parts, so you can test if the compression is good. Put your tap-in plate into your nozzle. You push it all the way up, so this is where it's fully extended. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Up. Another ring is not performing perfectly right now, so I'm gonna change it for some reason. Let's try with that guy. It's even worse. Yeah, those are old O-rings, so I might have to take new ones. Yeah. That's coming from the air nozzle. I might have to change the cylinder head. Oh, yeah, okay. Now we're talking. Yeah, so that's good. So yeah, like I said, you really need anyway, those O-ring gonna, you know, compression is not perfect at all. Oh, I think I'm getting it. try that guy. Oh, fuck that guy. And this is even better if it works because it's plastic. Oh. A bit of oil in that O-ring and the bottom pad. Back in. Drop of oil here. I think that's gonna be better. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So now redo the test for it's fully open. Yes. So that's good enough. It's not perfect, but that's good enough. Let's with that. But like I said, all those parts are old parts, and anyway, just for the purpose of the video and all that, I don't really care about that right now. So so now we can put I'm gonna go with our gears. So our gears, we need to make sure they stay there and make sure those shims don't go away when just a little bit of oil and silicone in there to have them stay in place. I'll try to put a little bit on inside and on between each shim, because when you have friction and heat, especially with those super tiny metal parts, they can just weld together, and so we don't want that, of course. So that guy right there, same thing. Grab up that, put this shim like that. But now it's sticky, it stays in place. That's good. And on top, well, that's why I'm using that guy, just to lubricate between those O-ring and all that. It's kind of sticky and oily at the same time. That's perfect. So as you can see, I can remove them. They shouldn't stay there. That's what we want. So that's why I'm doing that. Because it's so annoying, you move shit around and then I have a shim there. Where it come from? Yeah, well, that's a thing, right? Drop there. Well, your shim stays in place. Like I said, your shim stays in place. We're gonna put a little bit more of that guy in. So your shim stay there. Oh, get there. So it's easier to work with. So now let's go with the anti-universal latch. Do I have an anti-universal latch spring laying around? Pretty sure I have everything out, but I don't see it. So I'm gonna grab another one. And a spare parts. So yeah, and when you order your trigger, make sure your trigger comes with a spring. If you have already all your spring, because sometimes they don't. But you know, if you put a new setup together, you need to buy a spring set, V2 spring set for your guns anyway. So you know that should not be an issue. So I'm gonna put just a little bit of that guy. It's the more sticky guy right there to help it stay in place, hopefully, because those guys can be a pain in the ass sometimes. Not that bad. Doesn't look too bad. That's good. That's good. So yeah, I'm gonna do a couple of drop on those gears. You know, just quick like that, because those gears were kinda already greased and all that. So just make sure you don't forget that. And my shield fell down again, but you know, they all stay together. I don't know when they come from, so it's not that bad. Staying good, motherfucker. Of course I can put, you know, thicker stuff like that or whatever, but you know, everything is super oily and super greasy right now, so that's good. Everything is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna put my trigger search. So the trigger, I'm gonna do trigger spring. That's why, bro, some spring got away, man. What the fuck is going on with this? I have prepared all my stuff for the video and I don't find anything. Give me a second, find a spring. Oh, I got one. Let's see if it fits in there, because sometimes those fucking spring are stupid. Okay. On the other side, so it's fitting super well. That thing got to it. I mean, I'm gonna try, but I don't think it's gonna work with that spring. Well, yeah, it's staying there perfectly, so that's good. So yeah, make sure your MOSFET wire are not in the way of the motor. Right now they are kind of. If you need, you can put a little drop of super glue in there and I might have to do that. Let's install the wire. I'm gonna look if everything is good, otherwise I might have to put the wire there. And I'm gonna try to push that guy down. So that's good. Now we can put one sector gear. I'm gonna turn it. Like that should be good. And now our compression parts. Everything looks good. Let's put a drop on there. That guy a little bit. So that's good. And now for the spring. If you want to go DSG, guys, you have to buy a DSG spring or modifying that one, because you know that's a normal spring. You know, you can stretch. See, this is a DSG spring. You know, you can barely move it. So you need one of those springs, otherwise it will not return the air nozzle in place to push the BBs in. You will have timing issues. So that's how it goes. So it's really important, you know, to don't forget that. And those guys are pain in the ass to put in. But everything looks fine. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I might forget something. I really need to check something on that. Man, that guy is sticking on that. Straight. Wait. So that's fully compressed. And then, yeah, the AOE is perfect. It's never gonna touch that guy, and that guy is a little bit lower. Yeah, that's perfect. I just wanted to make sure, you know, everything would work perfectly. You always have to check your AOE, otherwise, you know, you can use. Me personally, I'm using some small nylon washer. Yeah. So, you know, just those small nylon washer, they are resistant, and you put them between your cylinder and your cylinder head. So, you know, you align them. You put a little drop of super glue if you want, and you know, they are just a little bit smaller than the cylinder, so you know they don't. And you can put one. Normally one is okay, but if you have to, you can put two. And that's what I'm using instead of sorbo pad and all those things. You know, never worked great for me. So not a big fan of those things, but you know, it's your build after all. So now everything is complete and ready to rock. Not that guy. Where the fuck is my other one? That's the thing. Where is it? Get lost at some point. And I'm gonna put a little drop of oil in there on that spring, and that's pretty much it. That should be good to go. Yep. It's gonna be a solid build. Like I said, it's gonna last, you know, quite some time. And you know, this is the important part of it too. You know, we can do, you know, a super cool build and all that stuff, but you know, if it breaks after, you know, one game or whatever, and that's not that cool. You know, that sucks. So yeah. So now we just need to be ready for that guy. Well, that guy is fucking strong. That's an I have two spring right there. Which one was it? I don't remember. Where's my other spring? I have so many stuff right there. Done a couple of videos and yep. Yeah, so that's a M150. I have a M170, but you know, I'm gonna go with the M150. Because that's enough paint to put that in. Or just a little bit of yeah, that was off camera. Just a little bit of oil inside that bearing. You know, it's already greased. That bearing is already greased. That spring guide, so I don't need to, but you know, I can put grease or oil in there, but that's already done because, like I said, those are all already used parts, so that's already done. Yeah, one thing we forget to cut the tappet plate. We need to cut that tappet plate, so that was almost a mistake. So we need to cut the tappet plate. Where's the other tappet plate? Yeah. Oh, you know, around that length. So you know, just you can see there's a hook right there, and then it goes down around that part. Around there, you can try there, and if you have issue, you know, you can try to cut it a little more or whatever. So I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, I might try it. Those guys got cut-ups. That might not be the best, but let's try with that. Why not? Why not? You try to put it straight like that, and as you can see, it's gonna be just a little bit shorter than that gap right there. Like that. That's just perfect. That's around the same length of that one. So that should be perfect. Yeah. So let's put that back in there. That tappet plate really grabbed that air nozzle, you know? sometimes, you know, yeah, I've seen people, you know, I glue that and all that. And that one, you don't need to if you want. You can do that, but it really grips it. That's really good. Really good. So yeah, so that's all in. Everything looks perfect. Yeah. Everything is well grease and oil. So now it's time to fight. So what I like to do is you just put them on your wires. Try to. Man, those guys are really very tight on there, so I don't think we need to. But if you want, you can use that. That's a good trick. And everything is stays in place correctly, you know. So sometimes you can use grease or thicker grease, you know, to make sure everything stays in place. You know, that's up to you, but yeah. So that's gonna be a fight. So that guy is irregular pitch, and as you can see, you have more close coil there from there. So that's the backside. So that's an irregular pitch. That's like that. So that goes like that, and then, like I said, that's gonna be a fight. That's m160 in there. Before closing that, I'm just gonna do a little drop on those bearings like that. Just try to push that in. That's good. And those bearings have enough oil on the back of the back of the gears to be oiled, so that's not a problem. So now what we're gonna do is try to put the end that fit in there, and you can rotate it a little bit. So I'm gonna check what I have. That fit in there, it depends on the spring end. But most of the time you can find a hex head, you know, get in there tight, you can rotate it a little bit. So let's try with that one. Yeah, that one, that's good. I think that's good enough. So we have to compress this. Yeah, that's not good. Let's drop that guy right there. Yeah, that's way better. I'm gonna try to do that on cam, but like I said, that's gonna be a fight. That's why if you have a QD gearbox, it's way easier to do. Yeah, 160, man, they are something. Holy moly. No. Fuck's sake, bro. I'm gonna try to grab a small one, because that one gets really quick. Mess. Like that, if it fits. That's sometimes when they are too long, it doesn't go as well. I was so close. But that's good. Nothing, just flew away, and that's pretty good. Just those water a little bit. Yeah, we're doing good, guys. We're doing good. Yeah. Come on, bro. Really? I hate those fucking irregular pitch. Holy moly. What do you say how they just? That's because of those tight coil on there. That's not a strength problem, I'm strong, but if I can get those tight coil in there, they don't want to do that. Let's go, bro. I think I might have it. Oh, and that doesn't have a window on the back. That's cool, that's cool. Well, just switch ends. Make sure everything is okay back there. Everything looks fine. Man, my hands are so oily right now. Those kids are cute. Here's some of the safety. Bro. Oh, those fucking ones. Oh, that's weird. Once it's there, the long one I think is better. Yeah, everything seems okay. Success. Yeah, like I said, that was a fight. But that's expected. With that much strand on the spring, that's something. But those springs are really good. But if you don't have a QD gearbox, you know, the tighter coil on the middle, they just try to always do that. Go on the side, go up or down. That's pretty annoying, but you know, it is what it is. I just create a box. Nothing super fancy on there. But that's the thing, when you get your hand super oily, super greasy, yeah, that's a challenge. But it's not too bad, you know. And m160, it's still okay for me, I think. So the last thing we need to do is put that little spring on there that goes between the selector plate and the cutoff lever inside. So be careful to not throw it around the room, because those springs are super small and, you know, easy to lose. So everything looks okay. Now we just need to put that on our receiver. Oh yeah, and that's a polymer ZCI receiver. Okay, super cheap, super cheap. So that's perfect for a build. If you want when you want a low cost build, you know, you have to save on a lot of things, but there's things, you know, we cannot go cheap on, and you know, that's how it is. But you know, yeah, there's things you can go cheap on, you know, like the gearbox and the motor. You know, you really need a good motor, a great motor. Otherwise, it's not gonna work at all. You're not gonna be able to pull that spring. So that's another thing, you know, you can't really go cheap on that. You know, that's how it goes. So yeah, that's secured. The gearbox, you know, you need a strong gearbox, you know, to do a DSG. You know, the low neck gearbox is not the best, but if you want to go on the cheap side of doing things, you know, that's the how I can say that. You can go below that, you know, or you will explode it, you know, in a matter of seconds, almost. No, for real, it's gonna run, you know, a couple of games, but it will eventually, just blew up, and that's not fun when it happens. Then if a game, yeah, it's cool. We're gonna just stop working, and it's done for good. That's not cool. Let's say it that way. That's not cool. Not cool at all, bro. Okay. I don't have it. Extrude. Oh, right. So that should be an H3. Yeah, those are smaller than normal ones. Okay. Well, that's a thing. So let's see what we got here. H3. Yeah, that should be that good. That's pretty tight. Sorry for that. So that's good. We're gonna put on my grill right now. And again, that's an old scrap part. You push it in. We'll do like 2 turns. Should be good. And now you can see it comes out, so you undo 1 turn. Personally, I really prefer the one with a screw in the middle. But those guys are way tougher, Those are way tougher. That's good, that's working. I'm not gonna put the thing in there because right now I don't care. So for the motor, I've gone with a BCA 28 TPA Neo Magnet motor. Those are, those can pull easily or M1 whatever you put at them, it's just, those are big power motors, They don't give a fuck about an m160, and that's what you need, Like I said, there's a couple of things you can try to go cheap on, but gearbox, motor, yeah, that's a real strong motor, and that's what you need for a DSG build, the strongest motor you can get. And the higher and spring you go, the more you need. So I just go with 28 straight up. That's it. Up to M150, I think you can go with like SHSI torque or with CI whatever, but that's pretty much it. And sometimes they are, I don't know why, but they looks like they are cheaper. I don't know if the quality or a different version of it or whatever, but sometimes you just struggle to do what they should do, so you should be aware of that. Now I'm just gonna screw the screw on the gearbox. So yeah, there's a couple of things, you know, you can go cheap, I guess, but the motor and the gearbox are not one of those, unfortunately. And I know, you know, motors, good motors are expensive. I know good gearbox are expensive, but you want a DSG, that's part of the game, you know. And MOSFET too, you know, another MOSFET. You can go way cheaper than the WARFET I'm using today. You know, you can go way cheaper than that, but you have some really basic inline-based MOSFET, you know, that's gonna work just perfectly and all that. But if you want the pre-cooking and all that in semi-auto, you know, you spend a little more. If you want to program your shit and all that, so yeah, that's how it goes. I know, I think it's T238 MOSFET. You know, they work okay, and you know, they can do the job for a DSG and all that, but you know, they are a little bit more limited in terms of amps you can give them, so you know, you have to be aware of that. And if you want to use a super powerful battery, you know, super high A rating or discharge rating, whatever, you know, well, that WARFET is probably a better choice for you. That's what I was trying to say. So just put those more screws in there. And that guy right there, I really like to put blue loctite on it, because you know, they are pretty easy to turn, so you can just remove it, put a little dot of blue loctite, and you know, go from there. So we're just gonna put the buffer tube. Just straight up, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter if we have a ceiling mount or whatever in the back. I tried to do that in the video. So you get your MOSFET wire first, and then your other wire, and then right there you really try to keep them together and to pass them, you know, in that guy right there. There's a place for that, but once we don't get you know, a back plate in there, you know, we don't care. So now is the time for the screw and the buffer nut, buffer tube nut. So throw that there. I'm gonna do that off cam because you know it's easier for me. And you need a long ass Phillips head for that. I'll flip that again. And you really have to make sure, you know, that none of your wires, and especially those little MOSFET wires, getting stuck in there. Screw that in. Make sure it's tight. And now we have a complete lower. Save, semi, full, semi, save. Everything's working. Now you just have to plug a MOSFET in there, play a battery, and do a couple of cycles to make sure everything working is fine. And that's pretty much it. One on my ENC. This is my ENC EC313. That's actually one of my first gun, and it doesn't have a MOSFET in it. Yeah. That's the thing, when you get two MOSFET and you get, you know, like 12 guns, you really have to that's an old SEMA. That's an old SEMA plastic body, and I buy a rail and a fire pig and all that. Put that together, looks pretty badass, not gonna lie. Yeah, I got a MOSFET in there, and that's not my WarFET, but whatever, it's gonna work for the sake of the video. That's another word. It's gonna work anyway. But like I said, you know, unplug it from a gun, plug it in another gun, and you're good to go. That's the one you should get if you want to on that budget and you don't care about precock and all that stuff. Get on a word like that, super cheap. You have the fuse integrated in there, and you can handle, you know, car battery and all that stuff. They just don't care about that little DSG build, you know. They just don't care. They laugh at it. Yeah. Just put that back in. And just plug that guy right there. Plug that in. And that's what the MOSFET is in. And now the build is complete. And I tested. I'm gonna use 11.1 25C, you know, basic stuff. And this is just the nano ward because but if you have a WarFET, you can put a precock on it, or you know, all that good stuff. So this is just for purpose of testing, you know. But yeah, for safe, of course. Put it on the shoe, semi, super snappy, and full auto. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's a cheap DSG. I'm gonna have to you know, check all the costs, because that was a lot of spare parts I had. So, but that's, you know, like the gearbox, cost a lot. The MOSFET, you have to buy the MOSFET and a good motor. You can go cheap on these, so you know, that's probably around $150 for those three. But it is what it is. But the other parts are, you know, basic parts, and you know, nothing crazy there. So so yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and you know, maybe if I do another build in the future, I will do a video on it, you know. But yeah, that was you know, a quick how to do a DSG in like under 2 hours. So hope you guys enjoy. You know, like and subscribe if you like the content, and catch you in the next one.